You have got to take care of your mental health. That is so important. You got to really know who you are. That is so important. You got to appreciate and love yourself early when you wake up. That is so important.
Hold on. You said Mr. Ice-T Fresh made this beat?
Peace, y'all, boy. What's going on? You already know what it is. It's your girl, Holly Swoosh. So, listen, I wanted to go ahead and apologize because I have not been on the podcast lately. I have not been doing my job. I just have not been on the money. So, I wanted to just tell y'all, boy, just please don't dog me, all right? I just had a lot of other stuff I was working on. I did not have my schedule right, so I was just kind of all over the place, and I honestly forgot about the fact that I had a podcast and I had the whole platform. And it's not even about how much listeners you have to where you don't be reminded by listeners hey girl, you need to do a podcast, girl. It ain't even about that. It's really more so about the consistency, and I was not consistent. Honestly, that's something I have been dealing with a long time, is consistency. Even when I was a kid, consistency has been a thing that has not been practiced, around me. So that's my fault. I apologize for not being consistent, because I know there was certain things that y'all probably need to hear. But honestly, what I will say is during that long break I actually learned a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I still was able to learn a lot from myself, my mistakes, my mishaps. I was also learning and it's not necessarily something that I haven't learned before, but it's just reiterating these things that I've learned before and actually implementing them now. So I am going to be a lot more consistent with the podcast, because I know it's so much stuff that y'all want to see. And another reason why I didn't do the podcast is because I have been wanting to film the podcast while I was doing the podcast. But everything is going to work out like how it's supposed to. I'm not even tripping. It's whatever. So this is Hash It Out with Holly podcast, the positive podcast or whatever. So I'm always going to be talking about something positive, but I kind of not necessarily wanted to switch it up. But I want the podcast to be a place where I can actually speak freely and say what I want to say. Of course, people are still going to be offended by whatever I say, and I really don't give a damn, because if you are offended, you can go ahead and hit the exit button and go to somebody else's podcast. I really don't care. But so I saw something. And there are certain there's certain things that I would see on social media that I want to talk about that I can't necessarily address on social media, because it'd be too much to type, and I don't be having time to sit there and type all of that stuff. But the podcast is something that I know that I can actually say. People will hear my voice as I'm saying it. Yes, it's really me, you know what I'm saying? And them boy will really know all right, this is how you feel all the way, as opposed to me typing a little bit and somebody taking that little bit and running the fuck out with it and oh, well, you said da da da. No, I ain't say that. But anyways, I scrolled on Facebook, and unfortunately, Facebook has not been very, very light. It's been extremely heavy. We found out about the verdict of the officer who murdered George Floyd, and he was sentenced to murder. And on the same damn day, another officer murders a 15-year-old girl. Some people are saying the shooting is justified. Some people are saying it's not. I'm just at this point, sir, you a grown ass man. That's a little ass girl. Yes, she had a knife, but out of anything, I would tase the shit out of her as opposed to shooting the shit out of her. I mean, you shot her more than one time, you know what I'm saying? I'm really a big fan of that, you know what I'm saying? Trust me, I really believe I was a very violent person in my past life, because I ain't even gonna get into that, but I know for sure I was a violent person in my past life, and even I'm seeing that, and I'm just dang, as an officer, I would have tased the girl or something, as opposed to shooting you killed that little child, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I don't want to stun on that, but that's all I've been seeing. So that's really kind of what I'm putting out. So that's another reason why I'm like, yo, you got to be very careful about what you do when you rise in the morning. Like when you rise, when you get up, you open your eyes and you notice like, okay, this is a brand new day. There are certain things that you really should do. The first thing you should do is, of course, give thanks to the Creator. Thank you, Creator, for allowing me to see another day. I'm still here. I have a chance to make today a better day than what it was yesterday or the day before or the day before. Like every day that you wake up, you have a chance to be a better person and have a better life. So first thing, thank the Creator. Second thing, meditate, or get out the bed, stretch a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Meditate. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of minutes or maybe just 1 minute if you're not really big on that, and just be quiet. Just be quiet. Don't think about nothing. Focus on your breathing in and out, in and out. Inhale, exhale, just so that you can really have that time to yourself. Like, honestly, like, just the other day, I implemented this rule in my routine, whereas I will not speak to anybody before 9 o'clock a.m. If it's not business related, if it's not money related, I will not speak to anybody before 9 a.m. And I won't pick up my phone and surf on social media before 9 a.m. Now, I will say that the past 3 days, I have not been following that rule because my schedule had been all kind of crazy the past couple of days. But that is a rule of mine. I will not speak to anybody before 9 a.m. because I need all of that time from the time I wake up, which is usually, because like I said, like my schedule been kind of crazy, but usually I will set an alarm for me to wake up at least 3:45 or 4 o'clock so I can get an early start. So from 4 to 9, I am working diligently. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to cloud my mind or cloud my judgment with other things, because I actually saw the video. I didn't hear any audio, but I saw the video. And that kind of could have tainted my whole entire day. And I just did not want that to happen. That's something that I wish I hadn't done, but I'm glad it did happen so I can talk to y'all and let y'all know this is why I don't talk to nobody before 9. So 9 o'clock, that's probably when I'll start doing my posting and stuff. I'll post my videos or post my posts or whatever, because that is just, girl, that is too much. That is too much, man. And especially for people who have children, who have young Black children, like, I know that's so traumatizing. And not only that, I had just watched the full series of Them. So I was really kind of sensitive about, just a lot of things, and that was just the icing on the cake. And now me seeing that, I'm like, okay, no, this has to be a real thing in my schedule. I will not speak to anybody before 9 o'clock a.m. I will not get on social media before 9 o'clock a.m. because it is so damaging to your mental health if you're not strong enough. And I know I'm an empath, so anything that I see on the screen or if I hear people talking about it on social media, it's like, I feel for you, but I also feel this way. And like, you already torn and ain't even 10 o'clock yet. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a lot. You really have to pick and choose the times that you're going to be on social media. You also have to remember that social media isn't everything. Like, I'm an influencer on social media, and even I know that I have to have a schedule for social media. Like, I have to make that my job. Like, you know how you go to work and you like, oh my God, I'm at work. Yeah, girl, okay, it's break time. On break time, you don't talk about work. When you get off work, you don't talk about work. It's the same thing that has to be applied for social media, because social media is really a tool. You have to know how to use it. If not, that shit will run you crazy. So I said all of that to say all of this. I was on social media scrolling when I rose and I saw that, but I also came across this post that somebody put up where they were talking about celibacy. And it's so crazy because I was just listening to the Deadass podcast with DeVal, and oh my gosh, I cannot remember. I always do this. Like, I always be forgetting people's name when I'm on a platform. Like, I don't know why I be doing stuff like that. It's DeVal and his wife, the Elsies. They actually have a podcast, and they were talking about monogamy And I listened to some of the podcasts, but I learned about that particular podcast episode from their interview on The Breakfast Club. But they were talking about celibacy and not celibacy, but they were talking about monogamy. You know what I'm saying? And, me seeing this post, it made me think of that. I was like, dang, this celibacy thing is really real. Like, people really do that. Honestly, unintentionally, I am celibate myself as well. And it's really not on purpose. It's just that now I'm at this point in time in my life where I know how I go with relationships. I'm very lovey-dovey. I'm very long relationship type. Like, I love long relationships. I love actual real relationships. So I'm really into that. And I know right now I'm not in a place to be able to give that to my partner. So I'm choosing to be celibate as of right now. Not only that, but girl, people be nasty. People really be nasty. Every time, the past 2 times that I did try to date, the 2 young ladies that I was dealing with, they were very dishonest with me, you know what I'm saying? So the time that I'm thinking, and we were intimate, physically intimate, and they were also being physically intimate with other people, without my knowledge, which, I mean, we all single, do what you do. We all young, we not married. I didn't put no ring on your finger. I understand that. But at the same time, girl, like, this is my health. You could have been fucking somebody and then the boy give you something. You not telling me, you come and you bring that to me, girl. So it's not even about like, oh, I need to know what you're doing. It's about my health. You know what I'm saying? Like, once we cross a specific line, there are certain things that just has to be said, girl. Like, you can't just be out here fucking every Tom, Dick, and Harry and then think you gonna fuck me. Like, no, we ain't doing that. I mean, again, do what you do, but just let me know. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are very dishonest when it comes to that. They won't let you know even after y'all have the conversation. Like, okay, I'll tell you. Nah, most of them boys do not tell you. And I ain't got time to sit there and play around with people. So my thing is I'm just going to choose to not deal with anybody unless I know for sure it's real, and I can kind of guarantee that by the feeling. But anyways, I said again, look at me talking up. I said all of this to say this. The post reads, celibacy becomes easy when you realize half of these men don't even deserve to touch you. That shit spoke volumes to me. And let me tell you why. Because after I had been dealing with these young ladies and I had really figured like, okay, people are not honest anymore like that, like how they're supposed to be. So with that being said, I was just like, a lot of people don't even deserve to be in my presence. And this is really not me being arrogant. A lot of people really don't deserve to breathe the same air. Like, I have this thing where I'm like, I just don't want to be around peasants. I don't like peasantry. And I don't really mean like I'm the queen, y'all peasants, y'all some dirty bitches. But I do mean that. It's like, let me try to explain it. It's like when I know there are certain things that are beneath me, and I know that there are certain people that are not on my level mentally, emotionally, physically, it's like I will not waste my time because I know my worth. When you know your worth, you know certain people don't deserve your time. They don't deserve your energy. And with that knowledge, with that newfound knowledge, it's like, yeah, I'm hot shit. People are supposed to walk around like, yeah, I'm hot shit. People be like, oh, girl, you think you all that? Yes, bitch, I know I'm all that. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is, why don't you think you all that? That's the problem. And it's not my problem, it's yours. So I've come to this point where I'm just like, I know there are some beautiful bitches out here, but there are some beautiful peasant bitches out here as well. There are some bitches out here that really, and when I say bitches, I do mean bitches, because if I was talking about a woman, I would be saying woman. You know what I'm saying? I speak to who, we got a whole roll call. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call whoever needs to be called, and that's just how we going to go by the roster. It's just going to be going that way. You know what I'm saying? So if you a bitch, then you a bitch. If you a black strong queen, then you a black strong queen. So right now I'm talking about the bitches, okay? Now, so there are some bitches that just don't deserve my time. They don't deserve my energy. The same bitches that were dishonest with me, them bitches do not deserve me. They don't deserve to touch me. They don't deserve to be around me. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that you can do is just see me on social media. That's it. You literally would have to pay. These bitches would have to pay me to be around them, boy. Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, a lot of people will never get to that level of confidence. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, but that's on them. That's why I be preaching again. Pump yourself up when you rise. When you rise, you do your meditation. You do your affirmations. And your affirmations is where you speaking so nicely to yourself that you pump yourself up so much that when you walk out in the world, anybody could tell you anything and you still, like, because you done build yourself up so high early in the morning, like when you first wake up. Because you built yourself up so high, can't nobody chomp you down, you know what I'm saying? But if you wake up on all right, let's bring some numbers in this shit. If you wake up on 35 and you walk out that door, or you don't even got to walk out the door. Like I said, you just pick up your damn phone. You see cops killing black people. That's going to knock your meter down to 30. You know what I'm saying? All right, you see somebody talking shit about people like you. They might not even be speaking directly to you, but your situations are similar. That'll knock you down 5 too. But imagine if you wake up, you close your eyes, you build yourself up. I'm a millionaire. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I am worthy. I am loved. I am forgiving. I am forgiven. I am understanding. If you build yourself up, and you made it to 100, by the time you walk out the door, the stuff that people will be using to try to kill you, it won't even bother you. It's like, all right, you know, I see what you're trying to do, but it's cool because I'm already up here at 100. You're trying to bring me down to 30, probably down to 0, but I'm already at 100. You have got to take care of your mental health. That is so important. You got to really know who you are. That is so important. You got to appreciate and love yourself early when you wake up. That is so important. That is really not about like, oh, well, this is probably what Holly wants people to do because that's what she do and da-da-da. No, I'm really telling y'all this because this is really something that y'all really have to do this shit. Y'all have to. You've got to do this to protect your mental health. It's imperative. It's not just a job. It's not just like, oh, well, I'm going to just brush my teeth just because I need to brush my teeth. Or, oh, well, I'm going to just put some clothes on because we got to put on clothes to walk out the door. No, man, like, you got to do certain things. Like, you got to brush your teeth. You can't be walking in front of people. Man, your mouth stink. Your teeth look like they haven't been brushed in 3 weeks, my nigga. Like, what the hell are you doing right now? You gotta look good. You gotta present yourself. It ain't even about nobody else. It ain't about what nobody else think. You gotta feel. You have to feel well enough about yourself to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't be doing that. A lot of people don't be doing that. A lot of people don't even know how to do that. As a matter of fact, I was watching an episode of Iyanla Fix My Life last night with Lisa Ray, and Lisa, it really baffles me because Lisa Ray was like, oh, I don't know. It was something that Iyanla was telling her to do. And she was like, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. It was something very basic, something very simple as in I think it was like, just be accountable for your actions. And she's like, this is not exactly what it is. I'm just kind of paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly what it was. But she was like, you know, oh, well, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not know how to do some shit like that? Like, who, like, what? You didn't try to at least learn how to do that? But I had to think, like, girl, Holly, like, girl, you didn't even know how to do that at one point in time of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's some peasant-like thinking. That's some peasant-ass shit. How you gonna sit there and talk shit about somebody when you was just in their same place? You gotta give people grace because people have to grow. Everybody doesn't grow at the same pace. Everybody's not gonna learn the lesson that you learn at the same time, at the time that you learn it. You gotta kind of give people grace and give people time to learn, time to evolve. Because if you don't, you really don't give them the opportunity to change or the opportunity to learn. Let's say, for instance, like somebody wrong somebody, like, because even myself, like, I'll just use one of my situations for instance. Like, I love long relationships, but when there was a long relationship I was in where we were both domestic with each other, like we were very violent with each other with our words and physically with our hands. I'm not proud of it, but it's a part of my past. Now, if somebody had been like, oh, you hit my little sister, or I'm gonna kill you, they would have killed me, and I would have never learned about how wrong that is how wrong I was to not learn my emotion, how to control my emotion, and how to deal with whatever the issue was without using violence. I had to learn that shit. I didn't always know that. I know now that if I'm getting to a point where I'm getting angry, I know to leave. And I know that if that continues, that's not a place that I need to be at all, period. And that's okay. It took me a long time to learn that, but I was able to learn that because somebody had grace. Somebody gave me time to learn from that. You know what I'm saying? You can't just write people off all the time because girl, let me tell you something, girl. I am big on that. Like, seriously, if you doing some peasant-like shit, I'm at the point in my life where, bitch, you know what the fuck you did. I appreciate your apology. That's real cute, but I can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to get there. You know what I'm saying? But before I had even gotten to that point, I'm like, oh, this bitch had did me wrong. Oh, yeah, I got to cut this bitch off. I didn't understand how to place people in my lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person did me wrong. Okay, well, I'm going to completely dismiss her. Nah, you don't have to completely dismiss people. But you got to, first of all, you have to be vocal about what you're dealing with. I never was vocal and I never set boundaries with this person and let them know, hey, I don't like that. That's the first thing. Now, when somebody does something, you got to understand that maybe they didn't know that that's something you didn't like. You know, that something that you did, maybe they didn't know that. They deal with a whole lot of different people and a whole lot of different people take certain things from them. Maybe they didn't know you don't take that shit. So the first thing you got to do is just let them know, hey, I don't rock like that. I don't operate like that. You know what I'm saying? I know you might do that with your other peoples. That's cool because that's how you rock with them. But I don't accept that over here. We don't rock like that over here. That's the warning. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they continue to do it again, all right, let me just go ahead and put you in a separate box. You can't be this close to me no more. You just can't. Period. You not fuck that up. You not Sandy or Candy. That's dead. You can't be this close to me no more. Now, I got to move you to a different box in my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't completely Xing you out, but I got to put you in a different box in my life. Now, if people are there and they don't serve you and vice versa, that's when you can just be like, all right, yeah, you have no place in my life. I can't even find a box to put you in where you would be useful. You're not, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I had to learn that. Somebody had to be graceful enough to even teach me that. I think the person that I had the conversation with that actually taught me that was probably my cousin, Brian. I swear, me talking to him it's like therapy, I promise you. And me having these conversations with other people made me realize, there's really a lot of people that really don't know these things. So, and I know it's more people that don't know these things because I'm somebody who I felt like, okay, I was already evolved. Like, I'm already in the spot. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. But no, there's still room to learn. You are forever a student. If you always stay a student, you will never have to worry about not knowing. Because you'll always be in a place where there is room for improvement. You're always learning. You're always trying to find out new ways to do different things. You're continuously growing. You're supposed to learn something new every single day. So once you know your worth, once you understand your worth, you know there are certain things you won't tolerate. That's not just with romantic relationships. That could be with friendships. That could be with work relationships. That could be with, relationships with your family, like your cousins, like your mom and your dad, and even with your significant other, of course, but you really have to know who the hell you is. You got to know when some people don't deserve certain things from you. I'm the type of person that'll give out advice. I'll just give that shit out for free. I'm telling you, I remember one time just earlier this week, I was just walking down the street and somebody had called me and was needing some advice. I was like, yo, can I call you? What happened was they was on, on IG or something like that. And I was like, dang, bro, I always be seeing you. And he was like, yo, can I call you real quick? I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't really like getting on the phone with motherfuckers like that, but all right. Got on the phone and just started spilling shit like, yo, I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with that, I'm dealing with this, that, that. And it's naturally in me to just want to encourage people and let them know, like, hey, man, shit ain't always going to be like that, you know, like, but you also got to put your damn foot down. I love giving advice, but I know that there has to be some type of balance when it comes to that, because all that I spent 30 minutes on the phone building this person up. I spent 30 minutes on that phone pouring into this person. I need 3 hours to pour back into me now. That took a lot out of me. People really don't understand how draining that shit really can be on the mental, on the emotional. And then again, as I stated before, I'm an empath. So when somebody else is dealing with some shit, it's like I'm feeling that shit. So this person is on the phone literally going in like, yo, I'm dealing with all of this shit. And I'm like, at that time, I'm dealing with that shit with that person. You know what I'm saying? So I know that there has to be some sort of boundary where I have to put up like, hey, I'm not in a place to actually have you unwind with me or unload on all of this on me. So what I will tell you is that, you know, read some self-help books, look at some interviews of people talking about this. Go watch Iyanla Fix My Life. I will recommend people to even go to therapy, because I can't be your therapist, baby. I can't. The most I can do is give out these podcasts here. I'll do Zoom calls and stuff like that. And that's something that I actually am going to be doing too. Like, affirmations. I'm going to have Zoom calls for affirmations. I'm going to have one-on-one calls with different people. But we got to schedule this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it got to be something to it. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, I'm, you know, line my pocket a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I just know that I had to not be so free giving out my information, giving out my wisdom, giving out, you know, my energy to people who are non-deserving, because people will let you sit there and talk on that phone and encourage them for 30 minutes to 3 hours. Like, they will let you sit there and talk and still turn around and do the same damn thing. So you literally you sat there and wasted your time doing all that damn talking. And then people will be mad like, oh, well, damn, you want to charge people to give them advice? Like, you don't even know their life. Like, no, I'm not charging you for the advice. I'm charging you for everything I've been to have this knowledge for you to even call me or come up to me with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really that. It's really that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying, you paying for the time, you paying for my knowledge, you paying for my experience, you paying for all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just about to be talking to you, giving you bullshit. Like, this is some real shit that I had to go through. Like, this is really a whole lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Working on yourself is a whole job in itself. Seriously. It's an ongoing job. That shit never fucking stops. Never. There are people that are over 100 years old that are still able to learn from other people. Education ain't got no age limit. There's no age limit on education. When babies come out, like, you can they learn some of the shit themselves. Like, babies learn, like, oh, well, if I cry, and some babies already come out knowing that if I cry, I might be soothed by getting my pamper changed, or I might be soothed by getting the bottle that I want. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to speak words verbally just yet. So all they can do is coo and babble and cry. People learn every day, B. People learn every day. So you have got to learn what your worth is. You've got to learn what you can and can't give to people. It's not even just about sex. It's about energy. It's about your time. You know what I'm saying? You got to know, like, hey, I'm worth more than that. I can't keep giving you that. If I know you going to cheat on me, yo, I can't keep giving you my love, and I know you going to cheat on me. Let's go ahead and dead this right now. We had a great time, but I know I deserve more. Especially if you know you deserve more now. Come on now. If you know you deserve more, why is you settling for bullshit? Stop doing that. Stop. It's going to be hard being lonely, but don't settle. It's not even going to be lonely, because that whole time that you're not with somebody, you should be learning more about yourself. So when somebody does come along, you know what ticks you. Instead of having them boy push a button and then you don't know why the hell you cutting the fuck up. You got to learn yourself. so you can know and learn what you deserve and honor that and make sure that other people honor that. Again, the post reads, celibacy comes easy when you realize half of these men don't even deserve to touch you. You got to become celibate with your energy. You can't just be giving that shit out. Just like how people be celibate with the pussy. They ain't giving the shit out. Be celibate with your energy. Be celibate with your time. Celibacy is a real thing. It doesn't only pertain to sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to wrap this up because I know I will talk y'all head all the way off. Trust me, I got way more to talk about in different episodes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this all the way up. I appreciate y'all, boy, for listening. Go ahead and follow me on all social media platforms. On Instagram, I am not a comedian. All that spelled correctly. On Facebook and YouTube, I am Holly Swoosh, HOLLY, space SWOOSH. And on Snapchat, I think I'm Holly Swoosh on Snapchat, or Holly Q, like HOLLY space Q on Snapchat as well. I got to get my Twitter back up, man. I can't remember what my Twitter password is and all that good stuff. So I'm going to figure all that out. But I'm going to sign on up out of here. I love y'all so much. Make sure you say your affirmations. Make sure you speak real nice to yourself when you rise. Because if not, you're giving everybody else a chance to beat you down before you even build yourself up. I love y'all. Have a great day. Have an amazing day. Peace.
Hold on. You said Mr. SD Fresh made this beat?